So, I'm in England on vacation, and God, I sound so American when I say vacation. I mean holiday. Anyway, and I'm discombobulated. I spent the whole day yesterday asleep, to be honest, because flights and all that, and not having to work. But so I couldn't think of anything like that required thinking to do today. So I'm going to read you this email that I got from a dog, actually, because I thought you might like it. Okay, so, dear Tabitha Farrar, I'm writing to you on behalf of the canine furface that is living with me. She wants to thank you for your work and your words as they prepared the ground for her to live a calmer, more spoiled and tranquil life. She did not like the 1-hour walks that I used to compulsively drag her out on every day. She did not like spinach, cottage cheese, kidney beans and salad, the only things that used to be possible to try and steal from this sad and wilting vegan kitchen. She did not like waiting for me at my standing desk where I was pretending to fit into the academic PhD carousel. Nor did she like waiting for me while I was working out on the rowing machine like a frenetic little rat every sound groundhogging day. And she did not give a fluff whether the floors got hoovered every week or not, which now they don't. After listening to your podcast videos and your tireless analysis and advice to neurotic primates like me, my deeply beloved canine companion no longer needs to go on these long walks every day. She gets to try fun foods like pizza and ice cream and beef, loves it, instead of the pitiful spinach that used to make up my lunch and dinner. There's more playtime and downtime and lying on the lap time, less waiting for the unnecessary hoovering to be done. I've been sick for 30 years, I have. Like so many in my situation, no idea who the grown-up me is, or what my body is meant to look like. I used to believe in thoughts of unicorn-like thoughts, like, I've been sick too long, I'm too sick, or I'm not sick enough at the same time. Nobody is ever blah, blah, blah like me. I understand now that I'm pretty average. I'm pretty average when it comes to being eating disordered. Genetically, I think my body will be pretty average when it is nutritionally restored, which is a privilege. I've learned that now. Even the recovery symptoms and cluster funks are just the middle of normality. No matter how unique I'd like to believe my so incredibly special mode of sweating, water retention, high pulse, heavy breathing and lost life situation is, I'm pretty average as a person too, come to think of it. Not the energetic, funny one I am sad to say, more of a slightly melancholic type, writing poetry and wishing I was tall and dark like Leonard Cohen. I wanted to be the androgynous queer person, flat and slightly bony with no hips and boobs, but am now on my good way to become a pretty ordinary, middle-aged lesbian with hips and a muffin tummy. Still no boobs, so 1 out of 3 there. And pretty thinned out crew cut as my hair is falling out, but you get the gist, a pretty average primate. The canine furface that I share a house with, however, is of the extraordinary kind. She has the soul of a little granny, which explains why she hates long walks and prefers to stroll in slow motion along the roads in the neighbourhood, sitting down here and there to watch the world, chew on straw and talk to a cat. She will crawl up onto your lap and lick your face if you cry, or if you have a cold, and sniffle, so it sounds like you might be crying. And then she wags her tail and her whole little body swings from side to side, all the way from her ears and her back. She somehow does not fall over to one of the sides as she wiggles towards whomever she is greeting, looking like a little drunk leprechaun. She will get up on her back feet and clap her front paws in response to suggestions that she considers to be good ones, like going outside to sit on the grass, having some cheese, tasting ice cream, or if someone comes visiting. She claps to welcome all visitors, including the mailman. She will clap to try and make friends when we are out and about, either the potential friend is a horse or a pig or another dog or a human. Huge, broad-shouldered, bearded men, imagine like the Scandinavian Viking type, also want to be hipsters, it's not always easy to tell the difference, have been observed crawling around on all fours in the neighbourhood sideways, sober and in daylight, making baby faces to befriend this little clapping canine as she successfully charms them. She will stand with her paws on my chest in the dark at night if I spin off in panic and fear over everything that was lost and the fact that all I've gained lately is fascinating amounts of weight. She sleeps on my arm, at least for a while, and then moves away because the hypothalamic radiator heat of my skin is too warm for her these days. She makes every social situation that much easier, just by being so softly enthusiastic about all that is going on, and being happy about everything she gets to come along to. Dinners, the library, therapy, drives. She is my anchor in this whirling world, and I would hesitate to recover if it wasn't for her, as my small, dried out little life has shrunk into nothing and no one, thanks to the eating disorder. I had no desire to live for myself anymore. My plan was carefully thought out regarding how to get out of here at the end of this summer. The one thing that tore me to shreds was thinking about the confusion she would have to go through if I left her with no explanation. Just die. How can anyone do that to a dog? She is a 1 in a million companion, the kind of companion that I believe people who live with animals, regardless of what species of animals, get to have one time in their life if they are lucky. That one individual will keep on telling stories about, the one whose shadow is flickering in all memories of years after they're gone. When you get to be part of a co-flourishing relationship like that, formed in the pause of a 1 in a million comparison, you don't just leave. I couldn't just leave. But I could not keep on going. I could not keep on giving her the withered, sad, pitiful and isolated life that the eating disorder demanded either. She is so outgoing, fun, smart and social. She doesn't get that from me. And then she deserves to flourish and be surrounded by life. So I know I have to do in order to have that for her. And since I found your work, I also know how to do it. She is happier now. In some miraculous way, she is happier, even though she has been a fairy bundle of joy since the second she stumbled in the doors 2 years ago, 9 weeks old. She now gets to decide how our walk should be. Very short, very slow, no more sitting in a rucksack because I need to get my kilometres. She gets to taste all kinds of lovely food that she never knew existed. She gets to rest without the bloody rowing machine fuzzing or the Hoover buzzing. And she gets to lie on my lap for hours and hours without me getting up every 5 minutes to clean something or put something somewhere. Her life is so much better when not influenced by all the rigid systems and the crazy OCD flock member. So I wanted to thank you on behalf of my Jubel, meaning rejoice in Norwegian, a perfectly logical name to give your dog when you're depressed, malnourished, melancholic. She is, like me, so grateful for all you've done for us, both helping neurotic primates, but also, and not least, hoping all the other critters that you are helping. You make... So this email is a big fluffy thank you from a canine in Norway. I thought that was lovely. Also, how can somebody who is Norwegian write an email like that? It must be like incredibly fluent in English. Anyway, so that was on behalf of Jubel, who sounds like an adorable little dog. You know that I have a bit of a thing for animals. I love animals, all types of animals, dogs, cats, horses. Well, it's not entirely true. I don't know that I love snakes or spiders. I don't think of them as animals, but they are, aren't they? They're reptiles, anyway. But you can't really cuddle with them, and they're a bit scary. But apart from those ones, I pretty much like all types of animals. And I absolutely understand where that's coming from. That little dog, her life is better. She gets to be a little snuggle monster now. That's all she ever wanted to be, was a snuggle monster. She didn't want to be an athlete. She didn't want to go hiking for hours and hours and hours. She just wanted to snuggle, because that's mostly what little dogs want to do, isn't it? Now she gets that. And it sounds like that little dog's owner loves that little dog very much. And that little dog's owner knows that that little dog's life is better as a result of her going into recovery. So there is nothing not to like about any of that. What a lovely email. All right, well, I'm just gonna get back to sitting in my English garden. I will post a video on Monday, pre-recorded, and then I'll be back in the USA, back to normal, back to work, and as disorganized as I usually am, and you might get some videos coming your way. All right, bye.